2, but 40 hacking techniques. I'm not just going to explain the technique, but also share secret tools you can use for each technique. I'll keep it simple for this video, so even beginners can understand the most popular hacking techniques. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Disclaimer: this video solely focuses on teaching ethical hackers and security professionals about the best hacking tools and does not provide a step-by-step guide on how to use them. Black hat hacking is highly discouraged and can result in serious legal consequences. 1. Phishing. The art of deception. Imagine receiving an urgent email from your bank asking you to verify your account details. It looks legitimate, but lurking behind that familiar logo is a hacker waiting to steal your information. Phishing is the digital equivalent of a con artist, tricking people into handing over sensitive data like passwords and credit card numbers. It's one of the most common and effective hacking methods, making it crucial to stay alert and skeptical of unsolicited messages. Example: tool, GoPhish. 2. Malware. The silent invader. Malware is like a digital parasite. Once it infiltrates your system, it can wreak havoc in countless ways. From stealing data to taking control of your device, malware is a versatile tool in a hacker's arsenal. Remember the infamous WannaCry attack in 2017. It spread ransomware across the globe, crippling businesses and demanding ransoms. Malware can arrive through an innocent-looking email or a compromised website, so always think twice before you click. Example: tool, Metasploit. 3. SQL injection. Exploiting database vulnerabilities. Databases are the treasure chests of the digital world, storing everything from usernames to financial records. SQL injection is like a master key that hackers use to unlock these chests. By inserting malicious SQL code into queries, they can access, modify, or even delete data. A high-profile example is the 2014 Yahoo breach, where millions of user accounts were compromised. This attack highlights the importance of securing database systems against such vulnerabilities. Example: tool, SQL map. 4. Cross-site scripting, XSS. Hijacking user sessions. In the realm of web security, cross-site scripting, XSS, is a silent but deadly technique. By injecting malicious scripts into web pages, hackers can steal cookies, session tokens, or other sensitive information from unsuspecting users. Think of the 2005 MySpace worm, which exploited XSS to spread rapidly across millions of profiles, causing chaos. Example: tool, XSS. 5. Denial of service, DOS. Overwhelming the target. What happens when a website or online service gets more traffic than it can handle? It crashes. Denial of service, DOS. Attacks exploit this by flooding a target with excessive traffic, rendering it unusable. The 2016 Dyn attack is a prime example. Major websites like Twitter and Netflix went down, causing widespread disruption. DOS attacks, especially when distributed. DDoS. 6. Man in the middle. Intercepting communications. Imagine two people having a private conversation, unaware that a third person is eavesdropping and even altering their messages. That's a man in the middle, MITM, attack in the digital world. By intercepting and manipulating communications, hackers can steal data, redirect transactions, and more. The 2011 DigiNotar breach, where attackers compromised secure communications, shows just how damaging MITM attacks can be. Example: tool, Wireshark. 7. Brute force. Cracking the code. Brute force attacks are the digital equivalent of trying every key on a keyring until you find the one that works. Hackers use automated tools to guess passwords, often succeeding when passwords are weak. The 2012 LinkedIn breach, where millions of passwords were cracked using brute force techniques, underscores the importance of strong, unique passwords. Example: tool, Hydra. Social engineering. Manipulating human behavior. While firewalls and antivirus software protect our systems, the human element remains a critical vulnerability. Social engineering exploits this by manipulating people into divulging confidential information. In the 2013 Target breach, hackers gained access to the retailer's network by tricking employees into handing over credentials. This attack is a stark reminder that cybersecurity isn't just about technology, it's about awareness and vigilance. Example tool, Social Engineer Toolkit, SET. 9. Zero-day exploits, taking advantage of unknown vulnerabilities. Zero-day exploits are the nightmares of cybersecurity professionals. These attacks target vulnerabilities that are unknown to the software vendor, leaving no time for defenses to be put in place. The Stuxnet worm, which disrupted Iran's nuclear facilities, is a chilling example of a zero-day exploit's power. These attacks highlight the need for rapid patching and continuous monitoring. Example: tool, Immunity. 10. Password attacks, the weakest link. Even the most secure system can be compromised if users rely on weak passwords. Password attacks, such as dictionary attacks and credential stuffing, take advantage of this weakness. weakness. The 2019 collection number 1 breach exposed over 1 billion unique email and password combinations, illustrating the widespread risk of poor password practices. It's a reminder to use strong, unique passwords and consider multi-factor authentication wherever possible. Example: tool, John the Ripper. 11. Ransomware, holding data. Hostage. Ransomware is a particularly destructive form of malware that encrypts a victim's data, rendering it inaccessible until a ransom is paid. The 2021 Colonial Pipeline attack, which led to widespread fuel shortages across the US, is a stark reminder of the havoc ransomware can wreak. This technique continues to be a significant threat, affecting both individuals and large organizations. Example tool, CryptoLocker. 12. Keylogging, capturing keystrokes. Keyloggers are like digital spies, recording every keystroke you make on your computer. This allows hackers to capture sensitive information, such as passwords, credit card numbers, and private messages. In 2017, it was discovered that certain HP laptops had pre-installed keylogging software, raising concerns about privacy and security. Example tool, Keylogger. 13. Session hijacking, taking over active sessions. Session hijacking occurs when an attacker steals a user's session token, gaining unauthorized access to their account. This can happen on unsecured networks, where tools like the 2010 Firesheep extension made it easy to hijack sessions on websites like Facebook. It's a vivid reminder of the importance of using secure connections, especially when accessing sensitive accounts. Example tool, CookieCadger. 14. DNS spoofing, redirecting traffic. DNS spoofing, or DNS cache poisoning, involves altering DNS records to redirect traffic from legitimate websites to malicious ones. In 2018, MyEtherWallet users were targeted in a DNS spoofing attack, leading them to a fake website where their cryptocurrency was stolen. This attack shows the importance of verifying the authenticity of websites, especially when conducting financial transactions. Example tool, DNS Chef. 15. Watering hole attacks, targeting specific groups. A watering hole attack is a sophisticated technique where hackers compromise a website frequently visited by a specific group, infecting it with malware. The 2013 attack on the Council on Foreign Relations website is a notable example, where visitors were targeted with a zero-day exploit. These attacks demonstrate the need for vigilance when visiting even trusted websites. Example tool, Metasploit. 16. Drive-by downloads, silent installation. Drive-by downloads occur when a user visits an infected website, which automatically downloads and installs malware without their knowledge. The 2016 Neutrino exploit kit was notorious for delivering ransomware through drive-by downloads, highlighting the dangers of visiting untrusted sites. To protect yourself, always ensure your browser and software are up to date with the latest security patches. Example tool, Black Hole Exploit Kit. 17. Exploit kits, automated attack tools. Exploit kits are automated tools used by hackers to scan for and exploit vulnerabilities in software. These kits, like the Angler Exploit Kit, have been responsible for distributing a wide range of malware, making them a formidable threat. Though the Angler kit was taken down in 2016, the ongoing evolution of exploit kits means that staying updated on security patches is crucial. Example tool, Neutrino Exploit Kit. 18. Rootkits, hiding malicious activity. Rootkits are designed to hide the presence of malware on a system, making it difficult to detect and remove. The infamous Sony BMG rootkit scandal in 2005 involved software that secretly installed itself on users' computers when they played certain CDs. This incident sparked widespread outrage and highlighted the dangers of hidden malware. Example tool, Rootkit Revealer. 19. Botnets, networks of compromised devices. Botnets are networks of infected devices controlled by a hacker, often used to launch distributed denial of service, DDoS attacks, or send spam. The Mirai botnet, which in 2016 used IoT devices to launch one of the largest DDoS attacks in history, underscores the need for securing all internet-connected devices. Example tool, Mirai botnet. 20. Packet sniffing, intercepting data. Packet sniffing involves capturing and analyzing data packets as they travel across a network. While tools like Wireshark are used for legitimate network analysis, they can also be exploited by hackers to intercept sensitive information, such as passwords or emails, especially on unsecured networks. Example tool, Wireshark. 21. Replay attacks, reusing valid data. In a replay attack, an attacker intercepts and retransmits valid data, such as login credentials, to impersonate a legitimate user. This type of attack can be particularly damaging in financial transactions, where hackers might capture and reuse payment information. Example tool, Cain and Abel. 22. SQL injection, exploiting database vulnerabilities. Databases are the treasure chests of the digital world, storing everything from usernames to financial records. SQL injection is like a master key that hackers use to unlock these chests. By inserting malicious SQL code into queries, they can access, modify, or even delete data. A high-profile example is the 2014 Yahoo breach, where millions of user accounts accounts were compromised. This attack highlights the importance of securing database systems against such vulnerabilities. Example, tool, SQL map, 23, cross-site request forgery, CSRF, exploiting trust. Cross-site request forgery, CSRF, tricks a user's browser into making unauthorized requests on their behalf. A well-known example is the 2008 vulnerability in the Twitter API, where attackers could post tweets from a victim's account without their knowledge. CSRF attacks demonstrate the importance of anti-CSRF tokens and secure web development practices. Example, tool, XSS proxy. 24, clickjacking, hijacking. Clickjacking involves tricking a user into clicking on something different from what they perceive, often by overlaying malicious elements over legitimate content. The 2010 attack on the Facebook like button, where users were tricked into liking pages they didn't intend to, is a classic example. It underscores the need for web developers to use techniques like frame busting to protect users. Example, tool, BEF, browser, exploitation framework. 25, credential stuffing, automated account takeovers. Credential stuffing involves using automated tools to try large numbers of username and password combinations, often obtained from previous data breaches, to gain unauthorized access to accounts. The 2018 attack on Reddit, where hackers used credential stuffing to compromise accounts, highlights the need for multi-factor authentication. Example tool, Sentry MBA. 26, session fixation, controlling session IDs. Session fixation is a type of attack where an attacker forces a user's session ID, allowing them to hijack the session once the user logs in. This can happen if session IDs are not properly regenerated after login, allowing attackers to predict or control session behavior. Example, tool, Burp Suite. 27, eavesdropping, listening to communications. Eavesdropping attacks involve intercepting and listening to communications, often using tools to tap into unsecured networks or communications channels. These attacks can reveal sensitive information like login credentials or personal conversations. Example tool, Ettercap. 28, privilege escalation, gaining unauthorized access. Privilege escalation occurs when an attacker exploits a vulnerability to gain elevated access to resources that are normally restricted. In the 2017 Durkheim of checks to time of use, TOCTO, exploiting timing. TOCTO vulnerabilities arise when there's a delay between a security check and the corresponding action, allowing attackers to change conditions during that window. This type of attack can lead to unauthorized access or data manipulation. Example, tool, TOCTO exploit tools. 30, backdoor, secret entry points. Backdoors are secret methods of bypassing normal authentication to gain unauthorized access to a system. The 2015 Juniper Networks backdoor, discovered in their firewall software, allowed attackers to decrypt VPN traffic, highlighting the severe risks posed by backdoors in security systems. Example tool, back orifice. 31, typo squatting, exploiting mistyped URLs. Typo squatting involves registering domain names that are similar to popular websites but contain common typos. Users who accidentally mistype a URL are redirected to a malicious site where they may be tricked into revealing sensitive information or downloading malware. Example, tool, DNS spoof. 32, war driving, mapping wireless networks. War driving is the practice of driving around with equipment to detect and map wireless networks. While often done for research or hobby purposes, it can also be used by hackers to find and exploit unsecured Wi-Fi networks. Example, tool, Kismet. 33, vishing, voice phishing attacks. Vishing is similar to phishing but conducted over the phone. Attackers pretend to be legitimate entities, such as banks or government agencies, to trick victims into revealing personal information. The 20 attack on Twitter employees, where vishing was used to gain access to internal systems, shows how effective this technique can be. Example, tool, Asterisk, PBX software for creating fake automated systems. 34, evil twin, fake Wi-Fi access points. An evil twin attack involves setting up a fake Wi-Fi access point that mimics a legitimate one. Unsuspecting users connect to the fake network, allowing the attacker to intercept their data. This type of attack is particularly dangerous in public places like airports or cafes. Example, tool, Aircrack. 35, bait and switch, swapping legitimate content with malicious. Bait and switch attacks involve luring a user with legitimate content, such as an ad or a download link, then switching it with malicious content. This can lead to the installation of malware or the redirection to phishing site. Example, tool, bait and switch Metasploit module. 36, SQL Slammer, targeting database servers. SQL Slammer was a worm that exploited a buffer overflow vulnerability in Microsoft SQL Server, causing widespread damage in 2003. Although the specific tool is no longer a threat, the concept of exploiting buffer overflows remains a critical area of cybersecurity. Example, tool, SQL Slammer worm. 37, rainbow tables cracking password hashes. Rainbow tables are pre-computed tables used to reverse cryptographic hash functions, allowing hackers to crack hashed passwords quickly. They are a potent tool. 38, late destruction. A logic is malicious code that is triggered by a specific event or condition, such as a date or user action. Once triggered, it can cause significant damage like deleting files or corrupting data. The 2006 case of a disgruntled employee at UBS who planted causing millions in damages illustrates the potential impact of such attacks. Example: tool, logic script. 39. Firmware hacking, compromise